about the offensive performance from Angel Reese last night. Keyword, offensive. That is the only kind of offense that Angel Reese is capable of performing. Offensive offense. But I'm not just talking about the self-proclaimed villain, which, by the way, I thought Angel Reese was dedicating this season to winning. I thought she was focused on carrying the Chicago bravado to the promised land of golden toilets and bathrooms with running water.
But not when you got Angel.
Angel Reese was humbled just now. In a moment that left supporters inconsolable, it was her own colleague Kamilla Cardoso, not a foe. Miss Bayou Barry appeared more like a benchwarmer than a star after one cruel play and one quiet sideline. This goes beyond a single game. When hype and reality collide, this is the result. Was the strain building, karma catching up, or had the fissures finally come to light? It was embarrassing, whatever it was.
Cardoso, she is fed up with the Chicago Sky experiment. Tyler Marsh, once again, salute to you. You are doing the rest of the league a favor. This point forward experiment, this Ariel Atkins trade, this has done nothing.
Although Kamilla Cardoso is in charge of the court, she is currently honing her real play by escaping Angel Reese. To be honest, who is to blame for her? You discover a means to defend your own reputation when you're forced to share a court with someone who is more interested in showing off for the camera than completing plays. Cardoso wasn't there to watch a social media influencer dress up as a power forward at the WNBA. Angel Reese is making it almost impossible for him to win, which is why he came.
Seems like Kamilla Cardoso is done with Angel Reese, man. Angel Reese is up there mucking up everything, guys. I've been telling y'all. There's only so much masquerading you can do. There's only so much you can hold up this facade. And in this,
Cardoso is made to play like an understudy while insisting on calling herself a star in game after game. There are noticeable instances on the court where Kamilla obviously stays away from running the pick with Reese in favor of drifting toward teammates who genuinely comprehend ball movement. The last thing you want is someone stealing the show while sacrificing effectiveness while you're attempting to build synergy and rhythm. Cardoso is aware of it.
I'm struggling to understand the end destination of this journey. I'm struggling to understand the winning that Angel Reese is talking about.
The aggressive rhythm of Chicago has vanished. They have terrible spacing. Why? Because Kamilla is always recalculating how to avoid Angel's ego display and still be productive. IT is evident in the hesitancy, the awkward decisions, and the complete collapse of any potential synergy between the two. Even worse, this goes beyond a simple personality conflict. This is suicide in basketball. Cardoso is equipped to dominate the post. However, Cardoso is always forced to back off when Angel blocks the lane with her erratic footwork or demands the ball at the top of the key in order to brick a mid-range jumper. The team is being killed by this tactical withdrawal rather than an emotional one.
And Angel Reese, girl, you gotta rebound harder. Yes, I know you had a double-double, you had like 11 rebounds today, but you could have had 29. Like, you could have had 30 something. Sometimes the ball is coming past you, you're just standing there. Girl, the fashion show was before the game. And the last one is also for Angel Reese. Look, if you're the big star, if it's supposed to be a rival between you and Caitlin Clark and y'all the two big dogs in the league, then you need to put the team.
They even have trouble with their transition game. What exactly is the plan when Cardoso runs down the court anticipating a lead pass or lob and Angel is still struggling with her dribble close to half court? Kamilla is purposefully outpacing her own colleague because Cardoso would prefer to take her risks by herself rather than wait for Angel to decide or, worse, lose the ball. Fans are able to observe her distancing herself in every way. The chemistry is radioactive, not simply strange. Additionally, there is body language. Kamilla is no longer concealing it. During timeouts, there are eye rolls, blank stares, and abrupt turns away from Angel's instructions. That is resignation, not only annoyance. Kamilla did not enroll. It's glaringly obvious that she's merely counting down the minutes before the front office realizes what everyone else already knows in this clown show. This pair is ineffective. No, it isn't possible.
looks like she cannot play. I'm sorry, bro. She's not good. She's not good. She looked like she don't have the hunger. She don't have the want to. She don't have the drive. She don't have that dog in her. Bro, I watched Aaliyah Boston dog walk her ass up and down the floor, and she wanted no parts of it. I watch her tap out on a nightly basis. She don't want it, bro. She don't want it. Let's be serious. Y'all drafted a bust. Y'all drafted a bust.
Angel is doing everything she can to make the Chicago Sky the most terrible team in the league, while Kamilla is quietly attempting to save her own career by avoiding Rhea on the court. She is not solely to blame. Oh, hold on, you can in a way. 3 consecutive defeats. It's not a coincidence either. There is a pattern there, and that pattern is a recipe for trouble. The self-described queen of the post, Angel Reese, is missing layups as if it were a sponsored advertisement. You would assume that she was allergic to paint scoring. Simple setbacks are over. Fast breaks didn't work. Open appears to be so heavily bricked that a building permit ought to be required. Right now, it's getting absurd. Even the rim is attempting to get away from her attempts at a shot.
So lads, today I'm in my green Snuggie. I'm in my green Snuggie because it was we got to talk about the meme. The meme. I'm not even going to call them a basketball team right now. I'm going to call them a meme that is Chicago Sky because it's actually getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous.
Versus the LA Sparks, who weren't merely limping, let's be clear. Without 2 of their best players, they were essentially crawling onto the court. Angel somehow made it appear as though she was competing in a totally different league. And no, not the pinnacle of basketball brilliance. It's more akin to the junior varsity team getting lost while traveling to the gym. The Sparks essentially laid out a red carpet, presented Chicago with a victory on a silver platter, dusted it with glitter, and declared, "Here you go." Avoid making a mess of things. However, Angel seized that dazzling moment, blinked at it, and replied, "Thanks, but no. I'm doing fine. I would prefer to rehearse my Miss Layup routine in front of a countrywide audience." This wasn't merely a bad night. It served as a masterclass in bag fumbling at a public breakdown of common sense, coordination, and confidence during prime time. She was completely missing the moment, not just certain photographs. Furthermore, the timing is terrible. Angel's performance seemed more like a warning than a contribution, as Chicago desperately needed a big win to gain momentum.
Chicago Sky just lost to the Los Angeles Sparks by a score of 91-78. And let's be serious here. Y'all lost to a Los Angeles Sparks team that are playing without 2 starters. Y'all lost to a Los Angeles Sparks team that's playing without 2 starters. The Chicago Sky, listen, man. Y'all the worst team in the league, bro. Like, let's just stop playing games. This ain't even no, oh, let's be funny. I'm not even joking. I'm not smiling. I don't have a single joke for you. The Chicago Sky is trash. You guys are trash.
This was not a downer. It was humble. A harsh reality check in front of thousands of spectators and cameras, which all documented how it ought to have been a simple victory turned into a humiliating performance. Hustle is quiet, hype is loud, and one thing became glaringly evident tonight. Angel had far too much of the former and far too little of the latter. Believing your own press is one thing. When the ball is in play, the pressure is on, and the team is counting on you, it's one thing to attempt to coast on it. It all began when Angel fumbled 3 uncontested buckets in less than 5 minutes during the first quarter. We're discussing the type of shots that high school athletes could make while wearing blindfolds after circling 3 times with one hand. However, blew the chance by turning them into masterclasses. She repeatedly ended up coughing up the ball or throwing it into the backboard as if it had personally offended her, spun recklessly into double teams like she was recording a mixtape, and dribbled straight into opponents like they were invisible.
Look suspect a little bit in that first half, but then they come out in that second half ready to roll. Here's the thing, this is a team that is playing without some of their players. They're playing without Ray Burrell, they're playing without Rickea Jackson, and of course they're playing without Cameron Brink, who...
In the meanwhile, the Sparks appeared to be a squad with something to prove, even though they were without some important players. They outran her, out-hustled her and gave the impression that she had unintentionally shown up for a professional game under the mistaken impression that it was an open gym. The Sky was behind by halftime. The entire momentum had changed. Who on the court had the worst plus-minus? Angel Reese, indeed. Not exactly the stat line you'd expect from someone who's been positioning herself as the second coming of Lisa Leslie on social media. A cool, confidence-shattering -3. Where was the power, poise, and leadership she had promised in each post-game soundbite? We only receive heat check images from a player whose hands were unable to have been colder if she dunked them in us. And when the she disappeared like a magician's rabbit when the pressure really began to grow. The self-proclaimed queen was radio silent. No rally, no flame. Traditional Angel.
Game, bro, what is going on in Chicago, bro? What is going on in Chicago, bro? I know everybody, we enjoy it, yeah. When Angel Reese get the missing the layups, we clown, yeah, we get our...
If you can call it that, even her defense was absurd. It's true that the Sparks reserve players were edging past her with a single dribble and a hope. Her sideways motion appeared to be broadcast with a 10-second lag. She occasionally didn't even lift her arms to challenge shots. What is that? Are your legs already exhausted? The season has just begun. Or perhaps that's just her conditioning finally catching up to the diva energy. Let's also discuss the impact on the team. The movement of the ball stops when Reese is on the ground. The offensive stalls. Every time she requests the ball at the elbow to toss up another brick, you can almost hear the audience's collective eye roll. The speed of at the time of her check-in, she sky slows to a crawl. Furthermore, choosing the right shot is not enough. It has to do with morale. She depletes her teammates' vitality. 3 matches, 3 defeats. It's not a slump. This is a real-time collapse. However, Angel acts like the lead character in a film that everyone else has already left. She seems to have just dropped 40 and carried the team, judging by her post-game attitude, which is all smiles and mysterious Instagram posts. In actuality, she's recording double-doubles in defensive errors and missed shots. Even though Angel Reese can dress him up, statistics don't lie.
I don't give a fuck 17 rebounds, Angel, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Real shit. Like, you gotta get better, bro. Like, you gotta get better, bro. Like, all them smoke layups, bro, is terrible. Like, that shit it don't even look like you looking at the basket, bro. It look like you throwing up shit, hoping it go in. Like it don't even be looking like you know how when you do a layup, you put the ball where the ball, so the ball can...
Social media platforms that once crowned her queen are now dragging her play like a bad reality show, with clips of her missed bunnies and defensive breakdowns going viral more quickly than her pre-game outbursts. Fans are beginning to notice this trend. Still, the illusion just endures. Angel seems to sincerely think she is doing everything correctly even if everything around her is failing. Not to be overlooked is the mental aspect of the game. Angel is nowhere to be found when the Sky needs a lift, someone to restore the momentum and reset the energy. As the squad drops farther in the rankings, there is no fire or leadership, evasive motions and hesitant applause. It's not a star. That's a spectator wearing a jersey. Let's go back to the Sparks game. It concluded precisely as it began. Badly. And not just horribly, but pitifully. The last quarter is still attainable. What does Angel do, then? In 2 minutes, he airballs a hook shot, loses a rebound out of bounds, and commits a lazy foul that gives LA gift-wrapped free throws. It's talent. That's what leadership is. No, that's how games are lost.
3 for us. Okay, we are still 0-3. Whereas the Los Angeles Sparks, who we just got defeated by, are 2 for 3. Okay, so they won 2 games and lost 1. This game concluded, guys, with the Los Angeles Sparks, the winner, having 91 points, whereas us, the Chicago Sky guys, we only had 78 points. I gotta give credit where credit is due. The Chicago Sky overall, we have improved, okay, since being defeated by the Indiana Fever, and then of course the other game the other day, us getting defeated by the New York Liberty, okay? It could have got really, really bad for us. Even though this is still, in my eyes, this is considered a blowout. Okay, we lost by 13.
However, the aura has changed even more than the stat sheet. The league is starting to catch on. She is no longer viewed as a threat by defenders. They are luring her into making poor decisions. Knowing that she will pull the trigger whether or not she has made a shot in the last 15 minutes, they are slacking off her. The unattractive blueprint has been released. The Chicago Sky coaching staff, meanwhile, appears to be in a hostage scenario of some kind. Every time she jacks up another low percentage shot, their expressions show it. However, they are unable to bench her, are they? Too much press, too much ego, and too much attention. In the hopes that she will live up to the anticipation for at least one game, they continue to roll her out. She won't, because this isn't about a single game or stretch. Spoiler alert. This is the current Angel Reese, a player who plays like a liability while speaking like a legend. And they're caught in a freefall from which they might not escape until the Sky figures out how to get around her. Or, let's face it, past her.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I root for her, and I want to see her win even more than I want to see Caitlin Clark win. I'm not even gonna lie, folks. Not because of even racism, but just because of how she's talked about in certain circles. Like, some people talk like she don't even belong. This is why I want her to win. But I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I fuck all the highlights that they show when they in the off season. She gotta come back with a real package, bro. Like, that layup package, folks, like, that she got, them smoked layups.
Kamilla Cardoso is aware of this. The supporters are aware of it. The league is aware of it. Angel Reese is the only one who continues to live in total denial. Angel walks around like she's the star of her own Gatorade commercial, while Chicago falls under the weight of her missed shoots and non-existent defense. Just pre-game attire, rehashed catchphrases, and hollow celebrations following pointless buckets. No urgency, no accountability. Leadership is not what this is. It's a delusion wearing high-end sneakers. Angel is out there seeking influence rather than rebounds, while Kamilla works tirelessly in the paint and tries to keep possessions. Each game seems like a new Angel episode re-show. Sadly for the Chicago Sky, it's a tragic comedy with lots of bloopers and no wins.
That's what we've been doing all this. We've been having all this back and forth. We've been having all this back and forth over that, over that. That's what we've been comparing to Caitlin Clark. That's what we've been comparing. Are you serious? Are you serious? Man, stop playing games.
Someone has to say it eventually that you're not necessarily doing well on the court just because you're popular on TikTok. Instagram captions don't impress the WNBA. Perhaps you're no longer an athlete when the team is winning, and you're still posing for pictures like it's Fashion Week. Perhaps you are merely a brand. Additionally, brands do not represent teams. They are not in charge of comebacks. They only need to miss one layup to be exposed.